Hello everyone, it is Nikki and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a little while since I've uploaded any type of sit down talking video, but I am back, I am here, and I am ready to get started again. I have a lot of good ideas and I've been super into TikTok recently, so if you don't follow me on there, you should. But I have all of these crazy fashion ideas and different fun stuff that I want to share with you guys, and I figured what better time than to jump back into YouTube. So for today, I'm gonna be talking to you about some of my thrifting tips. I've recently gotten a lot more into thrifting than I ever was before, and I have some tips and tricks that I've found out along the way. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and keep watching. In the meantime, please subscribe and like this video, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is figure out which thrift stores in your area are the best to go to. So this is gonna take some trial and error. There are some thrift stores that have a little bit of a bigger selection, are cleaner, more easy to shop through, have different specialties, different price points. So there's a lot that's going to go into it. Obviously, I would suggest reading the reviews online, take them with a grain of salt, but look through the photos on Yelp. And then also targeting areas that are a little bit more upscale can be pretty beneficial. So you're more likely to find higher quality items, designer items, not just like Forever 21 and run-of-the-mill clothes. So I would definitely suggest looking in the areas that have a little bit of a higher price point in homes, and that's probably where you're gonna find some pretty good stuff. Another suggestion that I have is to see if any of the thrift stores that you go to give you any type of coupons or incentives for donating your clothes. I go to Savers pretty often. I'm not sure if this is just a Southern California thing or if they have them all over, but if you're near Orange County, Savers is a great option because they give you a coupon if you donate your clothes. So every time I go, I bring a bag of clothes to donate and I get a 20% off coupon, so it's awesome. There's also different days, usually for most thrift stores, where you can get certain discounts on stickered items. So the one that I went to recently, it was 50% off on all yellow tagged items, which actually saved me a lot of money. All right, so let's talk about my favorite sections in the thrift store. So the first one that I always hit up is the home goods area. I really have been into like glassware and crystal looking sets recently. I find that the thrift store has really nice glasses, bowls, cute little like trinkety items that would look good on your vanity. They always have good like different vases and bowls and even mugs, stuff like that. You can always find pretty unique homeware there. I also like the accessories section for shoes and for handbags. And the women's section, I love looking at sweaters. I'll typically look a size or two above mine for more of an oversized look. Sweaters are great, cardigans are great. I don't spend too much time in the pants section, but in men's, I always look at the sweaters and knits, and the jackets. And then a really good hidden gem is going to be kind of like the lingerie or nighttime pajama section, because that's where you're gonna find all of those little slip dresses that are super popular right now. My first and main big tip is to go thrifting when you have time to spend. So usually I don't really like thrifting with a friend unless I know that they're committed as well, because a lot of times you do really have to spend the time in there to find what you're looking for. I rarely thrift for staple pieces. I'm looking more for specialty items. So if you're looking for just a plain white tee, I wouldn't suggest going to the thrift store. Some people would disagree with me on that, but I'm looking for really cool, unique items that aren't going to be found in popular stores nowadays, or might be found in popular stores, but it's going to be at a way discounted price. Just really cool, unique, weird items is kind of what I'm going to the thrift store for. So if you're looking for something like that as well, one of the best ways to find that is obviously going to be looking through every piece of clothing. Some things aren't going to automatically stand out to you, but when you really give it a good look, then you're going to know it's something you want to take home. If you don't have a lot of time, another thing that you can do is really just scan the clothes for any sort of crazy prints, colors that you're looking for, or high quality fabrics. You can usually tell when you're scanning if it's going to be just kind of like a cheap quality t-shirt or sweatshirt material, or if it's going to be something nice like 100% cotton, wool or, you know, something unique. When I'm scanning through, I typically gravitate towards bold patterns and colors because I like to find things like this cardigan that are kind of a pop and something different from my pretty neutral wardrobe. Like I said, I really love the pajama section. That's a great place to find slip dresses. This is often really overlooked by a lot of people because it looks like just kind of grungy, printed, jammy sets. But if you actually look through every single item there, you can find really pretty slip dresses. And even if you look in like the lingerie underwear section, you can also find some cool corset tops or bralette tops that aren't super used and something you'd want to take home. In the men's section, I kind of found out the hard way that the men's t-shirts aren't really worth your time, in my personal opinion. It seems like a lot of people that I see on YouTube or online find really cool like band tees and vintage tees in the men's section, but I have never found anything good there, and it takes a really long time to search through all of the men's t-shirts because nothing is gonna pop out to you. Everything's like one solid color. It's really hard to find anything super unique there unless you're willing to look through every single piece. So if you do like graphic tees or printed tees and you have the time, definitely look through. You can find some hidden gems, but if you're short on time, I would suggest skipping the t-shirt section altogether and going to the knit section. So if you're looking for anything with a collar, usually this is where you can find cool items like polo Ralph Lauren, the kind of collared shirts with stripes, any of the sweaters. Definitely check out the vest section in the men's and women's. You can always find really cool and unique vests. A lot of the time they're handmade or they're like really like a costume piece that you could turn into a high fashion piece. The men's always have sweater vests, which are super trendy right now. And that's usually where you'll find blazers as well. If you're looking for any type of little overshirt to throw on for something in the summer, definitely check out the men's shirts. You can find any collared shirt that's kind of like a cotton material and it works perfectly for that. Also, the thrift store is a great place to find flannels for super cheap, and they usually have a ton of options, so definitely check out the men's flannel section. So when it comes to the bag section, you can always find really amazing things at the thrift store. Typically, I'm looking for 100% leather or a little shoulder bag, something that's kind of trendy. Usually you want to make sure that it's not too damaged. A lot of the bags there can be really worn in, which you want to find something that's kind of on the newer side or at least well taken care of. Look at the hardware, make sure it's not too damaged or beaten up. But I would say if you're doing a quick scan, check for items that have black and brown leather together, because those for some reason to me have always been like higher quality pieces. And just look in the middle bag section, so not the big ones and not the wallets. Look for like little mini bags that are like the super trendy mini bags, because you can always find those. I personally, when it comes to shoes, have never been a big thrifter for shoes. Up until recently, I've kind of tried to branch myself out and look more in the shoe section, because it does seem like kind of gross if you think about it, because people have had like their sweaty feet in the boots that I'm gonna buy. But you can find some really cool items there, and if it's not too beaten up and it's not too like, you can tell if the shoes are gross, and tennis shoes and stuff you can always just throw in the wash. I personally just kind of wipe it down or spray it with some Febreze or something like that. But definitely check out the shoe section. There's always some really cool unique pieces. I would look for boots or any kind of like cool heels. There's always like cool, really retro 90s inspired like block heels or different things like that. So definitely check out the shoe section, give it a good sweep if you're there. The last section that I think is really important to check out is the jackets. You can always find really cool leather jackets, jean jackets, long heavy coats. I just feel like there's a really unique selection at the thrift store. The only thing you have to watch out for is finding something that doesn't necessarily need to be specialty cleaned, because it can be really expensive to get a jacket dry cleaned or get a leather cleaner. So if you're okay with trying to just wash it at home, or you're okay with just not washing it all and maybe airing it out, wiping it down, then that's fine. But that is one thing to be careful of, because I've seen a lot of jackets there that I've gravitated towards, but then I think about it and I'm like, oof, I really know that I'm not going to take this to get dry cleaned, and I don't want to spend the money, because dry cleaning is super expensive. Like, I never knew as an adult dry cleaning was so damn expensive, but apparently it is. So just watch out for that when you're looking at jackets, but they do have really cool, unique pieces that you can find there. So I also wanted to insert a couple of clips of me trying on some different items that I found at the thrift store, just to give you guys some inspiration. I really love looking for fun cuts, fun prints and patterns, unique items that I don't think I could find anywhere else. And overall, it's just a way to explore your personal style and really step out of the box, especially because some of the items are so cheap. So I think that thrifting is a really fun thing to do, and it is an acquired skill, so be very patient with yourself if you're not finding stuff right away. You'll have to play around with the times you go, what time of the week that you go, where you go, obviously, and what you're looking for. So just have fun with it, play around with it. If you really have no luck with the thrift store, I always suggest checking out Depop or Poshmark because you can find really good curated thrift sections. They are going to be a little bit more expensive because a lot of people will go out and thrift and then resell them online. But if you are not a thrift store person, you can definitely check out Depop. I have my Depop linked below if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I know that thrifting is really hard at first, but you'll get the hang of it. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be putting out one video every week coming up, and I also have a lot of cool content on my Instagram and my TikTok. If you want to see how I styled any of these pieces, that's where you're going to find them. So go ahead and follow me there. I'm just at Niki Detrich on every platform. But yeah, that is all I have for today, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!